Expansion in gases. At the end of this session, you will be able to explain why gas expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Explain why gas expands more than solids or liquids. When an object is heated, its volume increases. This increase in volume of any substance is known as expansion. Gas expands when it is heated. The molecules of any gas are not bound to each other. Therefore, on heating, the vibrations of these molecules increase, and as a result, the average distance between the molecules also increase. Similarly, when it is cooled, it contracts. Let us perform the following experiment. Take an experimental set which includes a flask, beaker filled with water, a narrow glass tube, a rubber cork with a hole, and a Bunsen burner. Fix the cork on the flask and then fix it to a stand. Insert the narrow tube into the hole of the rubber cork. At the other end of this tube must dip into the water in the beaker as shown. Heat the flask. The air inside the flask expands and escapes out of the flask through the tube into the water. You will notice bubbles of air in the water. Now allow the flask to cool down. On cooling, the air inside the flask contracts and you will see water rising up the tube. Therefore, gas expands on heating and contracts on cooling. A solid has a fixed volume and shape at a particular temperature unless physically subject to some force. The forces of attraction between the particles in a solid are greatest and they pack together tightly. So, they cannot move from their position, but the particles vibrate about their position in the structure. With increase in temperature, the particles gain kinetic energy and vibrate faster. Gases expand more than liquids and solids on being heated. A liquid has a fixed volume at a given temperature but takes the shape of its container. Particles are loosely bound to each other but are arranged at random throughout the container. The forces of attraction between the particles in a liquid are greater when compared to gases but not quite as much as in solids. Now, unlike liquids and solids, gases have no surface and no fixed shape or volume, and because there is no particle attraction, they always spread out and fill any container. The particles are widely spaced and scattered at random throughout the container. Therefore, gas volume is equal to container volume. With increase in temperature, the particles gain kinetic energy and move faster. In this session, you have learned that gas expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Gas expands more than solids or liquids because gas particles are widely spaced and scattered.